approach and departure angle on this thing is absolutely awesome, especially if you give it a bit of a lift and put bigger tires on it. Just amazing. Just a beast. Amazing in the snow. I can't say enough about it. And these new snow tires are wicked. Hey, so I've had this channel for, I think, 4 plus years. And there seems to be a ton of interest in these old Toyotas. This one especially, this is the first Gen RAV4. So check it out. This is it with the lift. I've had this for a couple years now. And I'm going to kind of go into how I got it, how much it cost me, what I've been doing with it, and what's been done to it. 1 1/4, so that gives me, a lot of you know that follow the channel, I've had a ton of old vehicles, including, you know, Fords from the 70s. When this thing was empty, it was literally like driving a stagecoach. And the 97 was an HD with an extended cab. It's going to be 20 years old. A lot of guys have off-roaded with it and beat the hell out of it. That thing was absolutely amazing. So the reason I did this, and I explained that in one of my videos. This car, or SUV, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, good cold start video for sure. I can see enough, I think. I'm not going shopping. So it's going to be 4-wheel low. Okay, here we go. Very old Toyotas. I still have a 3rd Gen 4runner still going strong. And it's got a couple issues, but all of them do. But they just keep going. This era of Toyota, Lexus, early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, they just go and go and go. Recently, I bought a new Tundra. Actually, I bought a 2nd Gen Tundra because the new ones suck. About 3 years ago, I had a job on Vancouver Island to do, and it was pretty cool. And I was going back and forth in different vehicles. My GX 470 went there a few times. My 3rd Gen 4runner went back and forth a few times. And my RX 300 Lexus went back and forth a few times. I ended up buying a boat there, which was awesome. And I had a lot of fun. It was an old beater, and I was fixing it up and living on it for quite some time. I wasn't really looking for a 1st Gen RAV4, but I was sniffing around Facebook Marketplace, and I saw this absolute minty 1999. So I went and looked at this thing, and the body was absolute mint, 0 rust. I didn't care about any other parts of it because I know they're pretty durable. So I bought this 1999 1st Gen RAV4 for $2,250. So 90s, man. I just need a surfboard and a top knot hairdo, and I'm rolling. I ended up unloading my RX 300. Hey guys, wrapped up the project here on the island, so I'm heading back home. I'm loving that. It's been fun here. I've been back and forth for a year, or over a year now, and I've lived on this boat for 6 months. First things first, guys, these nasty tires have got to go. I needed tires. The tires I had on this thing were bald. I had to buy some snow tires because I was going through the Coquihalla, which is a highway through hell, through the middle of the Rocky Mountains in December. So it'll be interesting for sure. I also put rear brakes on this thing. It needed pads, and I think the total with tires, install, everything, I think it was about $1,000. So now let's call this $3,250. Other than me overloading it, and it has hit the bump stops. It flattened out probably 10-15 times over some good sized bumps. New springs and shocks. I soon after replaced the rear shocks and springs. I did it myself. It was pretty cheap. I'm thinking it was maybe $200 all in. So now we're at $3,450. So I wanted to get the out of province done so I can get my province plates put on it, so I had to get it safetied. And while it was sitting at a shop in town overnight, the catalytic converter was stolen out of it. And it's gone. So last night, I guess, the potato heads came in. And I got to watch what I say here, because I would love to catch one of these guys with a Sawzall in their hand and me with an axe. So that sucked. So I ended up running it with a straight pipe for a while, then replaced the exhaust components, and I replaced a bunch of them, but I think all in with me buying the cat and everything else, I think it was around $500. So now we're at $3,950. After that, I had the timing belt done because I wasn't sure when it was done last. And that was another $1,250. So now we're at $5,200. Next up, I put some lighting on this thing. I'm not going to put a cost associated with these because really it's not a maintenance item. It's just something I wanted to do. So the reason this is going to be my main commuter in winter beater is because it's all-wheel drive. Not long after that video, this RAV4 was T-boned, slid across 2 lanes, and slammed into the side of my RAV. And there it is. Smashed this thing. Her car came in like this and hit this guy here. So it's not good, man. This thing was mint. You'll never guess what hit my first Gen RAV4. That day that it got T-boned was the day it was going in to get its out of province. So now, of course, it's not going to get it out of province until I fix that. This door is done. It's toast. Looks like they put the forklift to it up here. And the fender's done as well. That's too bad. There's supposed to be another one on this aisle here. Long story short, insurance wanted to write this thing off, and they were going to give me, I think it was around $7,000. And if I kept it, they were going to give me my payout. I think it was $4,600 and change. Let's just say $4,600. So let's minus that off my total. So after the insurance paid me out $4,600, I'm down to this thing costing me $600. Not bad, but I still got to find a fender and a door. This is next. There you go, guys. That's the inner fender plastic, and that was a score. I was pumped about that. Almost had to fight somebody for it, but it was worth it. Ooh yeah. So the wrecker parts, the inner fender, and the door cost me $175. Not bad. I installed them myself. There you go. So that guy's off. So now we're at $774. There's that green door. I got it professionally painted and it's ready to go. So I paid a guy $800 to paint the fender and the door. So now we're at $1,574 this RAV has costed me. A couple things to note before I wrap this video up. What's kind of cool about this era is this had glass headlights. The later models had that plastic headlight, which really just turned foggy and nasty. This is pretty much how it looks in the winter. I try to keep it clean, but you know what? Within a day, it's covered in crap again, doing the long commute. Another thing to note, guys, is I bought these on eBay. This didn't come with the stock center caps, so those I put on are pretty cool. Also, these side marker lights, I picked those up on eBay. The original ones were really faded, so I put those on. What's really cool about these guys, I love the back door. Same as the GX470. It opens right up. It gives you storage options for, you know, jerry cans, roto packs, inside tables, whatever. It's awesome. So you can mount stuff on it. I've got a Jeep tray there, which is pretty cool. These guys here I get a lot of questions on. These are just crappy sport rack. Not crappy, these are cheap sport rack, and I put these lights on it. I'll link to those videos below, or any videos that I have on this. These are great, they've been awesome. I think I picked them up for $100, $150, something like that on the island. They work great, and these guys I put on as well. These are cool, and overall I just like the appearance of this thing. I was thinking of taking these off, but I think I'm going to leave them on. They don't do anything, but it just looks bulbous. Check the front approach angle on these things. Hardly any overhang. Awesome, especially with this lift and the bigger tires. It looks just great. Same with the back. Awesome departure angle. Overall, I love the appearance of this thing. Just a beast, but it's not really. It's a gutless wonder. Recently, the fuel pump went on it, and I was way out there. Buddy of mine beat the gas tank, got it going again, and it did get me home, but just barely. I replaced that. That was $100, but those kind of things are to be expected. I got a good one in there now, so hopefully it'll last another 15 to 20 years. So these things are gutless. Like, I'm serious, man. These are gutless. But I still got a thing for it. I don't know what it is, but I just love this thing. Amazing in the snow. Just an awesome all-wheel drive system here. And this is full-time all-wheel drive, unlike the new ones that are front-wheel bias. This guy is burning oil. It burns a bit of oil, and it does sip some coolant. But you know what? I top it up and just go. Starts up every morning amazingly. It doesn't have a block heater in it, so I keep it in the garage at night if I'm going to use it. And again, this is what I commute with 90% of the time, and it hasn't let me down. Knock on wood. I didn't add the cost of these new snow tires on it because that's just a maintenance item. These are 2 sizes bigger than stock, and they've been wicked in the snow. Like, this thing doesn't move on ice. Amazing. So I forgot to mention, the suspension lift on this is actually just spacers all the way around, 40 millimeter, which is about 1.25 inches each. It actually raises it up a little bit more than that. That was like 100 and change on eBay. I didn't add that to the cost because it was just something I wanted to do. It wasn't a have to do mod, but it does give it a better stance. I think it looks cool, and it helps clear the bigger tires. So overall, with that new fuel pump, this thing has costed me from the get-go $1,674. So yeah, I'm loving this thing, man. I really do love this thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It helped the channel grow, and I'll see you soon, 2025.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and